Welcome to another video in the Twin Flames Healing Journey teaching series. This is Molly McCord, and in these videos I'm sharing with you more understanding around the twin flame connection, what it's about, what are the themes, what are the healing experiences, and more information that I hope resonates with you so that you can ultimately do your work to heal and understand what you're learning. In this video, we're going to talk about signs of a twin flame connection. Now, I have been in the twin flames subject since 2012. I started talking about it first in one of my radio shows, and now I am conveying this information to you here. And I feel like there are people who aren't quite sure if they have a twin flame connection, what it really is, what it really means. And I think it's important to really go into some of these different characteristics because you might feel that you're in a twin flame relationship, but there are really particular energies that are significant to this connection. Ultimately, the twin flame connection is a spiritual one. It's an energetic connection, an intuitive connection. And that is what leads you to find each other in the physical world. But ultimately, this is about a spiritual connection you have with another person. So let's talk about what comes up when you are experiencing these twin flame energies. So the first thing that most people say about their twin flame partner is that this individual feels like home. They feel comfortable. They feel at ease. They feel like they just want to relax in this person's presence, that it's easier to be with them more so than anyone else that they've ever met. And so that's a really important understanding, is that this is someone that you just find yourself wanting to be with because it's easy, there's flow, it just feels like you're escaping the world together and you're just in a very private cocoon almost. Now, this is because with the twin flame connection, you are carrying energies that develop together in the womb, that spiritual womb. Now, be sure and listen to the other videos where I explain this energetic connection more, specifically the first video in the series, which is the basic introduction to this topic. But the sense of feeling at home with someone is because you both had that bonding experience of being in the spiritual womb together. And so that's what you are evoking in each other. The other connection that comes up is that you tend to have some type of unspoken intuitive connection with that person where you feel that you know what they're thinking or they're feeling. You can tap into their energy. You get a sense of what they're moving through. It's almost like if they're feeling anger, you can feel it. If they're feeling sadness, you feel it. If you're feeling grief, they feel it. If you're feeling love, they feel it. There's this really intense intuitive connection that goes deeper than other intuitive connections out there. There was a TV series on Netflix called Sense8, and it's about these pairs of people who sense each other in the intuitive connections, and they understand what each other is going through. That is what this is. It's that sense of, I know what you're feeling because you're so connected to me, and vice versa. A third characteristic of a twin flame connection is desire and passion. And this is for both each other and for a common mission. The desire and passion between the two is so strong that it really can't be compared to any other partnership or romantic partner. It's very unique, and it's because it activates all parts of your energetic body. And so you have these feelings and sensations and an intensity around passion, sexuality, and just that physical connection that doesn't compare to another person or partner that you've dated or have had sexual relations with. So this is really important because this is an understanding of sacred sexuality. I have a separate video on that topic too, which I would highly advise you listening to understand what sacred sexuality is. But that is what exists between twin flames, and this does not matter the gender or your sex. It's so much bigger than that, right? It's the connection between the masculine and feminine energies and what gets activated in both of you. It can be overwhelming. It can feel overpowering. It literally can feel like something that is beyond just the two of you. And so this is a really distinct sign of a twin flame connection, is that the passion gets aroused and the desire for one another is unlike anything else you felt with another human being. The fourth characteristic of a twin flame connection is that you see them in your dreams, but it's so real. It's not simply, it's unlike other dreams you've had. It's so vivid. It's so tangible. You feel that you're right there. And that's because in a spiritual sense, in the 5D, you are connected and you are having those experiences together. But you have very vivid dreams. And that's because you're tuning into the energies between the two of you that are happening in other realms and other places. It's your higher selves. It's your more evolved selves giving you messages, giving you information. If you are able to tune in to what those dreams feel like or what's happening in them, what's going on, then you get more of an understanding of what the other twin flame is experiencing or moving through. It's actually one of the ways that twin flames stay in touch and message each other. So this is not conscious. It is a spiritual connection, but it is these dreams where you give and receive messages to each other. And this is, of course, even more potent when you are in separation and you haven't spoken or you're not communicating. You'll still have dreams because in other realms you are connected and those messages are coming through. So you have these really intense dreams that are visceral, that you wake up and perhaps you can't forget. They just feel so real. And that is another part of a twin flame connection. You also, between the two of you, you have similar healing themes in your life. Now, please listen to the other video about relationship pains and patterns where I talk about what gets triggered. But the similar healing themes come up because you're both really moving through similar issues. And you can help each other heal because you both understand it in a deeper way, in a deeper level. Remember, this is the person who feels like home for you, and they get it, right? They understand what you're feeling or going through in a deeper way that perhaps doesn't even need to be communicated, or it can't be communicated. You don't know how to fully communicate the words, but it's the fact that they understand the hardships, the emotional intensity, other things that come up that have to be healed. Typically, these relate to family of origin issues and what you experienced when you were younger and now what you're healing in this lifetime. Family of origin is important because the mother and the father both play important roles for each of the twins on their healing journey. So the similar healing themes come up, and this is the person who understands what you mean about why you're having a certain tough issue. They mirror each other. And that brings me to my next characteristic of a twin flame is the mirroring. And the mirroring is essentially the fact that you're usually both reflecting each other's energies, feelings, and thoughts. You have similar experiences. You have these similar healing themes. And again, you have that intense intuitive connection. So you're mirroring each other. And this might not always be evident, but it can show up through these life themes where you're each going through the same theme at the same time, or you've each been through the same themes. The mirroring comes up in sometimes very discreet ways, but it's meant to show you your choices. It's meant to be a reflection back to you of your power and your options. And it's in the mirror that you can see yourself, right? So when you see that your twin flame is a mirror, then you can understand what's happening within yourself and how to work on that internally and how to ultimately heal and see what you need to see within yourself. So the mirroring is a very important characteristic, and it helps you understand more of what your healing journey is about. Another characteristic of a twin flame connection is that often conditions apply. That means the twin flame journey is something about overcoming or moving through challenges, barriers, and obstacles. It's that demonstration of unconditional love, a higher love. It's about the higher spiritual purpose and showing how two people can overcome and move through blockades and barriers and challenges and find each other and be together in a place of higher love. And in order for that to really happen, you have something between the two of you that is a barrier, or you have judgments that must be broken. You have something bigger to overcome. You have something to work through within each of you that allows you to rise up to this higher level of love. So typically the twin flame connection, you have all these feelings, things related to this person. Again, the mirroring, they appear in your dreams, the feeling like home, the intense intuitive connection. But then there's something in the way. There's that barrier. And that is there because it's perfect. It's like you have to be able to demonstrate how powerful and strong true love is. And that's why that barrier or obstacle is present. But then both of you are able to work around it and over it to rise up and demonstrate that love is bigger. So that is something that is part of a twin flame connection, is that there's something in between the two of you that must be worked through, worked over, and you have to rise above it. So another characteristic of a twin flame connection is that you feel such a deep love for this person that they are the person you never get over. Meaning you could look at all the other relationships, people you've dated, you've been in relationships with, you've been married to, and eventually you get over them. You're like, okay, I learned what I had to learn, I healed, I understood what that was about. And it could even be a peaceful understanding. You know, you dated someone and you really enjoyed him, but they weren't the right person for you, and you eventually got over that person and moved on. Well, the twin flame connection is so deep that it's the person you don't get over because they are part of you. There's such a deep connection there that there is no way you could, quote-unquote, get over them because you are always connected to them. You are always connected to them energetically, spiritually, and intuitively, and you feel it and you sense it. So this has a very deep love with it, and that is meant to help you accept them as part of you and to not fight it and to not feel that you have to do something to get over them. Rather, it's about embracing the fact that you are bestowed with a deep love for this person and they for you. That is really important because it's a precious love. It's pure. It has a purity to it, okay? It's not tainted. Even though there are twists and turns in the road, it isn't tainted. There's a purity. It is truly the well of the most sacred type of love there is in the world. So this is a sign of a twin flame connection. It's when you hold this deep love for someone who is always in your heart, who is always someone that you feel a connection to, and that doesn't go away no matter how much time has passed or what else has transpired. It's understanding that this is just part of the connection, this deep love. Another characteristic of a twin flame connection is that ultimately it teaches you unconditional love. And this can be something that you don't realize at first, but that is the purpose of this twin flame connection, is that it's all about unconditional love for you and for humanity, for the collective. So it's an individual experience of what unconditional love is, and then something that changes you and you offer it out into the world. So this unconditional love is a huge teacher. And it could be that this person really hurts you. It could be the deepest wound. It could be something really hard. It could be someone that you've struggled with. There could just be all these different layers of it. And ultimately, it's all about understanding that this person is you in some way, and there's that mirror and that connection. And so how can you love them as you love yourself? And how can you love yourself as you love them? And so this is a really deep thing to understand and to embrace, is that it is about unconditional love for yourself and for another person, especially because we are not flawless. You know, we have free will, and we have different levels of consciousness and different levels of spiritual understanding. And so you come and you meet someone and you have all these different things that are different, but there's also something more underneath it. And you're meant to rise above your own sense of right and wrong, judgment, fears, all of that. You're meant to rise above it and see how you can just accept somebody for who they are, and in turn how you can accept yourself for who you are. So there's many gifts with that connection of unconditional love, but it will be trying at times, exhausting, perhaps heartbreaking and devastating. And if you can simply find that way to love deeper and trust bigger, that will help you through. And even just to carry that within yourself, that quiet knowingness that this is about unconditional love, and can I just simply hold that within myself without having to do anything or force anything, and just simply allow it and embrace it. So these are some of the characteristics of a twin flame connection, and I think something really important, really, really important to understand is that the way to verify a twin flame connection is that both people can attest to these characteristics, meaning both people feel these experiences of the mirroring, of the passion, of the appearing in your dreams, similar healing themes, that deep love, all of that, everything I just described. Both people can say, yes, I felt that. And that's how you verify that there's really a twin flame connection. Because you could be going online and looking at all these videos or this different books or different understandings, and you could think that you know, or that you know who the twin flame connection is for you. But overall, twin flames are a small part of the population. It's not something that everybody is connected to or everybody experiences. It has been romanticized and idealized, and yet it's really hard. It's a very difficult part of your life experience, because most of the time you don't even realize what's going on, and you don't realize what the connection's about. And so it isn't simply a one-sided thing. Both parties have to say, yes, I've felt this person in my dreams. Yes, this person feels like home to me. Yes, conditions have applied. You know, both people. And that's how you know there is a true twin flame connection. So I want to leave you with that, because not everybody is a twin flame. Most people are not. And it is a very special connection to have and to understand. So I hope this video has been helpful for you. Please continue listening to other videos in this teaching series, and I will see you at the next one soon. Thank you.